Alright, I think I'm ready now. We have one viewer. That's pretty good. Oh, forgot to... Actually, you know what? I'll keep this until October 5th. I'll keep it. I'll keep it. Okay, so right now I'm using a new face tracking algorithm. So I hope it's I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, to be honest. Hold on. Yeah, it is slightly different. Hopefully the head movement's more natural, I guess you could say. Oh yeah, I think I also adjusted my mouth. Um, I don't really know like how I don't really know the any good parameters for my mouth because like my mouth does not move a lot when I talk, so I have to like I have to crank up the mouth movement up by a lot, so it actually moves when I talk. I was thinking about like using audio based lip sync, but um with the software I use, it's not very good because like it just alternates between open and close, and that doesn't look natural at all. A little quiet for anyone else. Let's see. Well, I didn't change any settings in my mic. That's what you're wondering. All right. I have the game booted up here, so I'm gonna start it now. All right. So, for anyone that's new to the stream, welcome. For anyone that's not new to the stream, welcome back. I'm on chapter 4 of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, and I honestly don't know how far I am into the chapter, and I just don't really have a general idea of what's going on. Um, but we'll see what happens. I think we're interacting with both the past and the present, which is kind of weird. I don't know if there's any time travel going on or if it's like just if it's just a gimmick, but we're gonna be starting right about now. All right, let's continue. Wait, let me crank up the desktop volume from save point. Alright, I apologize for this part being laggy, because, like, I guess there's a lot of stuff going on, so... If you hear everything lagging, it's just... I don't really know how to fix that. Actually, I could try and, switch to using my GPU. I don't think that really changed anything. Anyway, it'll be better once I actually... Though, actually, I did not want to go into that room. Hold on. I want to go into the Wright & Co. law offices. That's where I wanted to go. Oh, wow. I think it's even... I think it's worse. This setting. Okay. I'm just gonna stick with this one. This is a flashback. I'll voice act everything except flashbacks and, like, you know, testimony and cross-examination. I called her into my office. Trucy, there's something we need to talk about. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. We need to start thinking about your future. I did some calling around. This is hard to say, but you have no living relatives. So, I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while, just until your daddy comes home. It won't be long. I hope. Of course, it's totally your choice. If you don't like it here, you can go wherever you like. I can look up some places you might like to stay at. This is so weird. Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me about you. He said I could trust you. Huh? Really? So if I stay here, does that mean you'll be my family? I guess so? Getting weirder. Mr. Attorney? Actually, why don't you call me Nick? Or you can call me Daddy if you'd like. It doesn't have to be today or anything. Okay, say Daddy. That was quick. If I move here, I have to switch schools, right? And I was thinking, I haven't paid for lunches at my last school for a year. So thanks, Daddy. In this office, it's a little bland. A little color goes a long way, you know? Oh, and Daddy, you got fired from work, right? Don't you worry one bit. I'll work twice as hard. We'll make it through this. Trucy, how old are you? Oh, I'm 8. But don't let appearances deceive you. I'm a young professional. Stick with me and you'll do just fine, Daddy. Ah, thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge? So, Daddy, you got fired from being a lawyer, right? You could at least kind of look aside or something when you say that. It's actually kind of hard for me, for Daddy. Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. Wait, is that foolish pride? My other daddy always used to talk about that. Actually, that's pretty accurate. So here's my idea. We'll make a new office. Law just seems so stiff, doesn't it? And no one will be my friend at school that way. Well, that won't do, I guess. I just don't know much about anything other than law. Read much about law if you were to ask some people. Maybe the problem is calling it an office. We should run an agency instead. You mean, like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that require talent? You got me, don't you? I'm a professional. A professional? Yep. After all, I am directly descended from the famous Zach Gramery. Directly descended. He is your father. Oh, and now I'm directly descended from a famous Phoenix Wright, too. I think an 8-year-old just massaged my ego. Could you tell me a bit more about your, dad, Zach Gramery? Daddy? Sure thing, Daddy. Which daddy was that again? Daddy's so amazing. The biggest star of True Gramery, and they're big. The Gramerys. They were on television a lot. Haven't seen them on much recently, come to think of it. Big magic happens when you put Zach and Valiant Gramery together. Once they made a giant waterfall right there on the stage, and this giant trout swam up the giant waterfall. Let me guess, there was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top? I wish I could have seen more of Daddy's magic. I shouldn't have brought it up so soon. I wonder what'll happen to me with Daddy and Mommy both gone. Mommy? Oh, yeah, what about Mommy? I haven't heard anything about Trucy's mother. But I have my magic and a great daddy even if he's unemployed. You know, I think things are going to be okay. I wonder if she'll talk about her mother. Could you tell me about your mommy if it's okay? Mommy was so pretty. She was like an angel up on stage. On stage? You mean with your daddy? Yep, she was always there with Zach and Valence smiling. But then, she went away. Went away? It was a grand illusion, but she made a mistake. She vanished, and I guess she didn't know how to get back. Maybe so. I cried then a lot. That's when Daddy gave me this. Here. This is your mother? She's beautiful. Her name's Thalassa Gramery. Poor girl, I didn't know how her mommy got missing, and now her daddy's vanished too right before her eyes. Hey, Daddy, you won't... Don't worry, I won't vanish, I promise. Right, you can't even do magic. You're like a backup plan. Daddy always had to have a backup plan. I guess all I rate as is a backup plan. So, Trucy, you're a professional? Yes, it's like that thing they say. Baby frogs grow up to be frogs? They say that? I always thought it was funny, though. What was? Aren't baby frogs called tadpoles? Maybe they thought it would be easier to understand that way for kids. How stupid. Right, so in conclusion... You're a professional magician, Trucy? That's right. Well, wanna see a trick? You're gonna do a magic trick? Actually, I would like to see your trick. The future of the agency depends on it after all. That's the spirit. Ready? Here goes. Ta-da! Hey, it's the wooden man. Hey, folks, it's Mr. Hat. I gotta say, it's good to be seen. Well, that was startling. The amazing Mr. Hat, isn't he great? Your friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat at your service. He certainly makes an impression, doesn't he? I'm so glad you like him, Laddie. Though my routines do get a bit heady at times. Get it? Heady? My friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat nearly gave me a heart attack. I think that's probably enough for today. Sorry to ask you so much all at once like that. It's okay. After all, we're family. I just hope you're ready. The right talent agency opens tomorrow. What? But are we representing anyone? Me and you. That makes two, Daddy. I think you need more than that to make an agency. Besides, you may be a magician, but I'm no talent. Oh, I'm sure there's something you're good at. Well, when you put it that way. I mean, you don't have any tricks? No old standbys? This will not do. A boy should always have a trick or two in his pocket. Okay, I'll think of something. That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy. Welcome to the team, Daddy-o. Team, right. Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. That's how Trucy became Trucy Wright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost those first few days. Thinking back on it, it was a pretty dark time of my life. But Trucy, happy, smiling Trucy, she was my life. Aww. Well, looks like that one's done. Not even a little check mark. Alright. Did I go to the detention center yet? I did not. What strange sight doth mine eyes behold? Excuse me? Two men on either side of a single transparent pane. Yet it seems fickle fate has switched sides, so to speak. The forger of fakes walks freely. Also, dude, I cannot get over how much I appreciate them using the music from the first game. It just, that just hit. While the innocent languishes within these plexiglass confines, there's been no proof that I forged anything, nor proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet these chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits, and what, may I ask, awaits you? A little piano in a cold little hole in the wall. But since you are here, what shall we discuss? The shooting of Magnifique Grammary, for one. Who pulled the trigger, Valiant or his partner Zach? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm going to get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start. Oh. Fuck, I dropped my water bottle. Okay, I'm back. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear and he never even touched it. Glory's spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows, yet his very disappearance is itself a revelation. Revealing what? Zach Grammary killed Magnifique. It's as good as a signed confession. That's certainly been public opinion's take on it. I grow tired of my cage. And the time of my release is near. I must go unprepared. Planning on jumping back into the magic right away? As long as an audience waits with bated breath, there will be Valent. And also, yes, now that my partner has disappeared, McAfee's repertoire is mine. Valent Grammary has a tradition to uphold. Is that true? Seen in this light, the trial was quite good to me, verdict or no, and you can't pay for that kind of publicity. The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valent. After all, you received one of those letters, too. You were just as obligated to follow McAfee's instructions as your partner. So I was, but only Zach Grammary followed them. Let us not speak any more of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. Why might that be? I want to know what McAfee had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him? The trick up his sleeve? Perhaps you do not know. Know what? A great magician never reveals his secrets. And there's the second box. I didn't think it would be that easy. The audience must remain forever in the audience, bathing in a reflected glow of the spotlight. Well, I don't know if I can, I don't know if I really have anything to present here. I mean, no harm in trying, I guess. Yeah, you can have up to 5, I think. So this is quite a lot. I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this one. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even one not long for this world, that's asking someone to commit murder. Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales. And he got his wish. His life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful as to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess it was a matter of life or death. Care to explain? Your troupe lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it? Let us make this as painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it. Why, that's one of ours. Specially designed for your show, I gather. Wait, Phoenix doesn't say take that when you present evidence. Does he? Or, well, I was kind of spaced out when I presented the evidence, but did Phoenix say take that when he presented the evidence? I wasn't really paying attention. A single bullet, one shot. What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valent. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Zach and Valent's quick draw shoot him. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was the shoot him canceled because someone might get hurt? Of course, what other reason could there be? It could have been canceled because someone had already been hurt. Fascinating, my Faustian foraging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage? The performance of magic is not concerned with what is. It is concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot? Looks like I've chosen the right path. Let's just hope he walks it with me. The life was sacrificed so that the show might go on. And this shows who it was. I don't know if I have that evidence yet. Locket? Maybe. Maybe her life was taken? I'm not entirely sure though. Still missing after her but like the thing is she just vanished. She didn't like get shot on stage. So I don't really know. I can always go back later. figured you'd come here sooner or later. I decided on sooner, true mission, was it? I haven't done anything illegal. And I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions. I suppose you have that right. That day, the entire court descended into chaos. Oh, wait, this is a flashback. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit it made quite an impression on me. I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations. Phoenix Strike, was it? I'll answer what I can. I'm not sure, but it feels like I'm being watched intensely. Oh, it's, Vera. Oh, this is my daughter. Vera, say hello. And she's gone. Shall we begin then? Judging from this place, you're a painter? Not sadly a profitable one. I've never sold a painting. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I wouldn't be able to get by were it only me. Her daughter? Her mother grew wary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needy, Mr. Wright. That is why I begin my other occupation. Forgeries. Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is that I do. More than half of the paintings they bring me are stolen, and who knows what my copies are used for. But some of your works aren't paintings, correct? You may not believe me when I tell you this, but that was my first work outside painting. What? To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial. I never even imagined the possibility. Then why'd you take the job? I was well paid, very well paid. I think he feels worse about it than I do. The past is hard to escape. Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course. Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. He's trying to forget what he made. Looks like I'll have to remind him. Well, what do we have in here? Not a lot, apparently. Maybe I'll have to examine the place a bit. There's some finished paintings stacked here. They don't look all that bad, really. I'll sell you one for 50 cents. That's okay, they look kind of heavy. Oh, maybe he needs to work on a sales technique a bit. Maybe we'll just slide on over here for a closer look. Okay, so what about this letter? What's that red envelope? Oh, don't touch that. That's, it's quite important. The painter's face just changed hues. Guess I better behave, though it's tempting to just grab it. It's an awful small frame. What's that inside it? A stamp? Ah, please don't touch that. I'll get in trouble. That stamp belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. That's Sack and Valley, the Grammarys, isn't it? The post office issued that commemorative stamp last year, when the Grammarys were at the height of their popularity. Not anymore, now that one of them has vanished off the face of the earth. Vera went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. She's been a dedicated fan ever since. She watched them every time they came on TV, until the end. I see. That stamp's quite hard to come by, I hear. I still wonder how she got her hands on it. Oh, it's evidence. Interesting. It's a pretty bottle. Don't touch that, please. I'll get in trouble. It belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. She looks at it often. There's a light pink fluid inside. Nail polish, I'm guessing? Is this you and Vera? Yes. We took that one quite recently. I know, I'm a painter, and why not paint a portrait instead? I've never been that good at people, unfortunately. Ah, right. She need to practice. What's this painting here? Ah, that's one of mine. It's an illustration for a book. It's not on sale yet, of course, but I thought it might be a good business. As a father, I'd like to be able to put food on my daughter's table. Not a feeling I know anything about, at least not yet. Ah, going home by any chance? No, I was just checking out the door. Oh, good thing I'm far too stubborn to take hints like that. What can we present? Oh, forged. Okay. Your work. Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy, but that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me. I knew it would be difficult to escape this. Then let's talk. Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did? It was unlike anything I had attempted before. I guess it would be a little different for paintings. That is not what I mean. In all my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy. This wasn't a copy? The client gave me two things that day. The first was a sample page as reference. The second, a printed document I can only surmise was written by my client. So you used the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote? Yes, as I said, it was my first job of that nature. So, who is your client? As I said in court... oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at something else. Really, even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I wanted to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them, not personally, And more stuff. This one's only 2. So, it seems like you're still hiding something. Something about this work. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Mission? I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I never met the client. True, when I asked the client's name, there were no psyche locks in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Why are you doing this to me? Well, I've made my stand. No backing down now. So what's Mission hiding? Like I said, I never met the client. How could I hide someone I do not know? Oh, right. He did say that, didn't he? And with no psyche so I do not know as many times as you want. My answer's the same. I personally never spoke to that client. Well, personally. That is... the forger, well, that's obviously him. Oh my gosh. I'm not very good at this, huh? I could pretty much piece together what it is from what you said. What is it then? You told me what you knew about the client, and I couldn't see any psyche locks. Psycho locks? Is that some sort of asylum security, or a new hairstyle, perhaps? But then they did show up, didn't they? Who is your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them, not personally. Not personally, those words triggered the psyche lock. Again with the psycho locks, now I really must know what they are. So you didn't meet with a client, but someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence? Perhaps I'm hung up on this lock business, but I'm afraid you've lost me. Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about psyche locks. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got here. And your conclusion is? The real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Mission. Poppycock! I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could it have been but me? That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, then I don't have many other people to choose from. Well, it's only him and Vera in the studio, so... The real forger is your daughter. Very mission is ridiculous. My daughter's only 12 years old, Mr. Wright. I've always been more one for landscapes, not surrealism. Nice comeback, but you're shaking in your boots. I've got you now. The only two people with access to the studio are you and your daughter. The Psyche logs tell me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility. I feel very much on the verge of going psycho lock myself. Do we get the health boost? Hey. I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter, Vera, not I. She's only 12, a genius you might call her. A precocious little girl outside her father. Precocious. There's been a lot of that going around recently. I let her play in the studio and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drafting tools and analytical devices I brought when it became necessary. They're my little ghost playthings now. Do I detect a bit of fatherly pride? So Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the client was then? Actually, the client came once here to the studio. What? Why didn't you say so sooner? But their face was covered and they didn't want to talk to me. So they talked to your daughter? I will speak only with the artist, the client told me. That little girl might know something about him. Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more? Or is it time to turn my attention to Vera? Mr. Mission, I have a request. Let me guess, you'd like to speak with my daughter. Can I? My daughter has never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy, extremely so actually. With only one exception, which was... oddly enough, it was that client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished, and she was laughing. It was the first time I'd seen anything of the sort. Please, let me speak with her. Alright. Uh-oh, this could be tough. Vera, was it? Would you like to have a friendly chat? I'm Phoenix Wright, ex-lawyer and pianist. I'm still looking for the keys that say Do, Re, Mi. Can't find them anywhere. I'm not good at this. I need something to get through this girl. I might have to present something. Does this look familiar? What do you think about this? I think I just made her nervous. I need something to grab her attention, but what? Oh, the stamp! And then there's this. Stamp. Hey, she spoke. She could talk. Yes, it is stamp. I'm gonna keep her talking. Isn't Troop Grammary amazing? Yes? Oh. I especially like those two, Zack and Valen. I mean, they're just so magical. Aren't they? Aren't they? Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know? Me too, I love them. They're so cool. It's like magic, yeah. Alright, she's talking, not saying much, but as a start. I went and saw them with Father the other day. Yeah, he is hip with the kids. The opening ceremony at the Grammary Museum of Magic. The Grammary Museum? They have one of those? I guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of their shows? Just once, when I was little with Father, the Grammaries on stage, it was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back together, they do it all. Yeah, maybe you could keep telling me stuff like this. You know, about Zack and Valen, maybe? Oh, sure. Alright, better get asking before she changes her mind. They're the best in the world. Huh? Oh, you mean Troop Grammary? Of course. Father gave it to me. Your father? But I asked him about it. He didn't know how you got it. I guess I just took it. Yeah. Took it? Father got a letter from that person. That person? You mean that letter from... You mean that letter was from the client? Oh, we talked about the Gramarys forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent that stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it. They're a sneaky one, this client. So they were trying to get her on her good side. I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here. Why don't you like the outside? There's bad people out there. Well, true, but there's lots of good people, too. Actually, I should tell you. She was almost kidnapped once. Kidnapped? Since then, she's been... Well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. I see. Wait, but that doesn't make sense. She said she went to the Granary Museum. With you, in fact. Yes, actually, she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and the last time she expressed such a desire to me. That person gave me a good luck charm. A good luck charm? For when I absolutely had to go outside. Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. From that client, actually. She won't tell me what it was. Father, I told you to keep that a secret. From that client, huh? This I have to hear about. So, you met the person that asked you to do this job? And you talked with them? What's this about a good luck charm you received? I can't talk about it. Hmm? If I do, it won't work anymore. That's what I was told. Yeah, but I really have to know. And more psyche unlocks. Right. I need to do some psyche unlocking. So, your father tells me you're good at painting all sorts of things. I really like painting, a lot. Father's always very happy when I paint them exactly the same. So, you did this too? Oh yes, that was my first job. Your first? All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. The pen slips and the way the writer held the pen and the pressure on the nib, I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer. She seems happy. Her work was the last nail in the Granary coffin. I guess no one told her. You seem to trust this client quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you this stamp? No, that's not why. They listened to me, to my problem. The problem that keeps her inside all the time? Don't go outside if you don't want to, that's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I had to do was use a good luck charm. A good luck charm that your client gave you? I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm? I don't think it can be that, because, like, that's Trucy's. I don't have a lot to lose on trying this. If this doesn't bring luck, good luck, I don't know what would. Good luck charms are different for different people, I guess. And if you say it's lucky, then it must work for you. That's the beautiful thing about good luck charms. Well, that's not it. Mr. Hat? Yeah, I think that's Trucy's that belongs to Trucy as well, so... Multiple Mr. Hats? Maybe. Let's end it here and go to... looks like I have to do everything in the present first. I mean the past. Oh wait, Well, I could try to hack Mr. Hat, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that worked. Let's see what let's try to break Meekin's lock. Okay, Mr. Meekins, what do you know? Spit it out. What's with the atmosphere in here all of a sudden? You know something, and I'm gonna find out what. Zach Gremory vanished from this room. How'd he do it? How, sir? Well, sir, I can't say Sir! Why are you so nervous if you aren't hiding something? Oh, sir, you see, at the time, sir, I was here, and... Listen, it was impossible! What could such a little girl possibly do anyway? What did you just say? Sir, did I just say something, sir? No, you screamed if you got megaphone of yours. There was someone else in that room, wasn't there? Sir, I'm gonna have to invoke my right to remain in a state of not talking! It's okay, Meekins, you don't have to tell me who Zach's accomplice was. I know who was here in the room that day. Sir, sir! I've never seen that girl until just the other day. Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it. Sir! Sir, that day she was here in that room, sir. But he wasn't. You mean you chased her into this room, not him? Sir, in my days as a police officer, literally days, I learned a thing or two. Okay, just one thing. What was how not to mistake a girl for a 7-foot-tall magician? 7 feet? Zach isn't that tall, is he? You have a point. I find it hard to imagine anyone would mistake a little girl for Zach Gremory. But you saw something, and therein lies the trick. I think you know what it was, Mr. Meekins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar? What's that? That girl's favorite trick, the amazing Mr. Hat. She uses it in her show down at the Wonder Bar. Have you been to the Wonder Bar? So, it wasn't a waking dream, was it, sir? Come again? That night on stage, I saw a vision. Except, it wasn't a vision. It was a hat. An amazing Mr. Hat! He really exists! Back at full health, baby. I remember it clearly, though the details are a little vague. Zach Gremory exited the courtroom. I gave chase and cornered him into the corner room, sir! Zach Gremory, don't even think you can escape Meekins! Down on your hands! Floor on your head! Hello? Something the matter, mister? No, that's... Sir, I'm currently chasing a suspect, sir! Zach Gremory, do you know him? Oh, I love Zach Gremory. His magic is the best. I'm his biggest fan. I see, that's why you're wearing that costume you're wearing. Anyway, that very same Zach came into this room. But no one's been in here except me. But he has to be in here somewhere, under the sofa, in the trash can, behind the painting, under the rug. So, Shrusi was his accomplice. Imagine my astonished surprise when 1 week later, I just happened to walk in the bar and see him! Mr. Hat, I couldn't believe my own eyes! For a while I thought it all been a long dream. A dream that lasted a week? But it wasn't the magician who disappeared. It was Mr. Hat. Though it seems complex, what really happened that day was quite simple. We were standing by the door and out came Zach. But that wasn't all. Another person got in on the act, and she was standing in front of lobby number 2. Along with Mr. Hat. Ah, and that's the beauty of it, isn't it? So, while you are standing in shock and amazement, the magician rounds the corner, and most likely runs through the closet closest door to lobby number 1. This is where you come. You turn into the corner in rather lukewarm pursuit. And at that very moment, Trucy runs into lobby number 2. Then all she has to do is tuck away the amazing Mr. Hat.
Sir, I only lost sight of him for the briefest of moments. Then I saw that cape. Zach Cranberry's red cape fluttering like a cape. Astounding, sir. All my days of posing queries and making inquiries and chasing queries wasted. It was as if I could see them melting away like an ice cream cup left by the side of the road to die, or scattered remains of a messily eaten chocolate parfait.
Shut sweet sorrows. I'm sorry, I had no idea how much you'd suffered on account of this case.
It's an honor, sir. I've apologized to people many, many times, sometimes more than once. But this is the first time anyone's ever apologized to me!
Actually, about that girl. I'm sort of her guardian now. Is that so?
Sir, you should know that I harbor no ill feelings whatsoever in my harbor.
Okay.
I let the defendant escape. That's the stone cold truth. Just another step on my way from singing the blues to wearing the blues. Someday, sir, I'll be standing side by side with the great Detective Gumshoe!
Mr. Meekins, this is a free ticket to the show at the Wonder Bar. If you want,
It's an honor, sir. Sir, I can't count the number of things I had taken away from me, sir. But no one's ever given me anything for free! Right, I'll see you in court next time then, sir.
I look forward to it. Goddamn, my voice. I don't know if I did that Meekins voice last time I did it, but I just came with that on the spot. All eyes were on Zach Gramery that day in court until his mysterious disappearance. Now part of the mystery's been revealed, but the magician remained out of sight. It will be 7 years before I met him again. Alright, so defendant lobby number 2 complete. The volume increase. Whoa, I didn't click that. Oh, shoot. Well, I guess we're playing in Apollo's point of view now. What the? I'll be taking my leave now. Still have some work to do back at the office. Oh, wait, still? Never mind, it's Phoenix's point of view. Then I guess I'll go back to my piano. To be honest, it's better when you aren't playing. This frigid culinary dungeon almost feels comfortable. Later, then. 2 hours left on my shift. Wonder if we'll get any customers today. Do you know who I am? Who I am? No, but if you hum it, I can play it. Just kidding, I don't do requests. How about a different sort of request? You see, I play cards. Oh, customer. I was just hoping someone would come in and save me from a night at the Keys. I seek a true competition. I've heard the Borscht Bowl Club is the place for this. Now I see the rumor's true. And this is a friend of yours? Don't mind me, I'm just your friendly neighborhood newsman. God damn it. He will not be playing tonight. When his business is finished, I shall send him home. This competition will be between us, no others. Hey, that dude looks familiar, in more ways than one. The Right Talent Agency represents 2 artists, and I'm number 2. I play piano, well, sort of. It's actually just a front for my real talent, which is playing poker. Don't ask me how I got started, I don't remember. But I'm good, real good. It didn't take long for the rumors to get around. Go to the Borscht Bowl Club if you want a real game. That guy's never lost. People don't come to hear me tickle the ivory. They come to watch me play cards. Is this a seedy poker club? No, it's a restaurant. We don't play for high stakes. There's no money involved. But real players carry cash. They're always thirsty. It's a handy source of income for the club owner. Then let's compete. I'll take you to the room. The hideout, yes. But before we go. Yes? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Shady Smith. Oh, and I'm Brushel, Spark Brushel, news reporter. Oh, I'm... No, Phoenix Wright. Huh? You must always look a man in the eye when you make your introductions. You still do not know who I am. Have we met? It was him the whole time. You can't be, but you're Zach Gremory? Yes, the reincarnation act of the century. Pity I've only had an audience of one. You. Zach Gremory? This must be a bad dream. In a sense, this guy ruined my life. You there. Yeah? We will play soon. Ready the room. I will be preparing the hideout. I will be preparing... Wait, how do I do a Russian accent? I will be preparing the hideout for you. Now I am Shady Smith. Remember this. How many years has it been now? 6? In exactly 3 days from now, it will be 7. It caused you much inconvenience, I fear. Yeah, you could say that. Is she well? Trucy, I mean? She's fine. I've got her working already. Hope you don't mind. I hardly need to express my gratitude, but you have it. This is why I've come. That and to settle a matter of cards. By which you mean poker? Those eyes. He's serious. I despise losing above all else, and so I have decided that I will win tonight, no matter what it takes. I know this guy's type, and they're dangerous. Everything's about the competition, all else is secondary. Perhaps we should take this time to talk before we play. I know you have much to ask me, and I, you. We competed that day 7 years ago, too. Oh yes, you must have been surprised. Called to the detention center out of the blue. 2, 1. Showdown time. I lost. It's only a game of poker. A game I played for a long time. I only lost twice. Who's first? The man I killed, of course. You choose your defense attorneys by playing poker. Some are hired, others fired. You see a man's true nature. You know what I speak of? I know that you do. Trucy's power? Trucy, she's in a class of her own. For 7 years I've played poker here at the Borscht Bull Club. I have never lost once. I'm good, but not that good. I win because whenever there's a big game, I bring in Trucy. She sends me signals. Daddy, he's got a good hand. You might have a chance if you act quick. Better call him soon. Can you tell me what her power is? Judging a person's thoughts by reading their reactions is a staple of performance magic, but those of Trucy's line possess far greater skill. Her line? Recall you were the second man's cream I've lost. Magnifique Gremory. That was the first time I learned his power, as you call it. Wait, so you're saying her power is genetic? It's just in the Gremory blood or something? Blood. Psyche-Ox. I'm sorry, but it's not something to told lightly to outsiders, and there's nothing you need to know at this time. It's some kind of Gremory secret then? Fine. She's 15 this year. She's still trying her best to follow in your footsteps, you know? I see. When I planned my disappearing act, it was the thought of her alone that gave me pause. Wait, you were planning on vanishing from the get-go? Yes, and for that I must apologize. However, I cannot be found guilty that day, because of this. This? A transferal of rights. You see the signature? A transferal? That's Magnifique Gremory's signature, isn't it? I hereby give all rights to the secret staging and performance of my magic to the recipient named below. And the recipient's name is you, Zach Gremory. Yes, it is I. Wait, this page looks torn. You could call it a diary, yes? how can I forget? That scrap of paper lost me my attorney's badge. This is the real page that was torn from the book. Maggie gave it to me that night. You could have told me this earlier, like 7 years earlier. Once again, I must apologize. It was all I could do to prepare for my escape from that courtroom. The greatest of Magnifique Gramarye's illusions are true art. As such, they are well protected by this document. Only its bearer may perform his illusions on stage. Sounds like a pretty important thing to have if you're a disciple. As the rightful heir to his art, I too wanted a rightful heir. Rightful? I'm sure you know who I chose as my successor. Your daughter. That's why I risked all to come here tonight. Brush off. Sir, here you go. What's this? A letter passing the rights I have inherited the Trucy. I would have you sign here as a witness. But I'm not a lawyer anymore. I needed a public notary besides. I may not look it, but I'm a certified notary. You are? By day, I wear notary's glasses and hunt for news. Also by day, I wear reporter's glasses and notarize. When I take off the glasses, I can't see very well. Your signature, please. This is the first reason I have come here tonight. Yeah, I finally figured it out. Now I know why you've come out of hiding only now. It's been 7 years, you said? Precisely. There's a law to cover your situation. After 7 years, missing persons are considered to be legally deceased. So if someone was to vanish from the face of the earth 7 years ago, they would lose all rights as a living person after 7 years from that day. Not to mention all of their possessions. Exactly, which is why I'm here. I risk showing my face in public for the sake of this document, before my 7 years are up. You might say I am securing my daughter's inheritance. But do you really need this document? Wouldn't Trucy inherit your estate automatically? Not in this case, I'm afraid. This case? Yes, I received performance rights from Magnifique Gramarye. However, this was done in secret without witnesses. Before Magnifique died, 2 potential successors to his repertoire were named. Myself, Zach Gramarye, and Valant Gramarye. Not Trucy. I see, so you do need this document. I have known Brushel since before I vanished. He's a man I trust. And only 3 of them know my new birth. I took the liberty of looking into Trucy's background, and found you had no other close kin. What does he say? Okay, I was kinda hoping you'd say something about the mother at this point. I know everyone else, but Trucy's mother is a mystery. I have to know more about this power of Trucy's. It's like she can see right into people's minds. First time I saw her do it, it blew mine. And after you were done having your mind blown, you took her to play cards with you. You gotta use the resources at hand, I always say. Yet I myself have no such power. But Trucy does. Why is that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother. Thalassa Gramarye. I will not speak of that. Thalassa is officially missing, correct? And I think I know why you don't want to talk about her.
I don't know.
He's also wearing a lock. Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't really know if I was supposed to present the locket or not. this? No, I don't think so. Could examine some things in the studio, which might help us, but I don't know. It just kind of all out. Can you go back to places you've already completed? Can. I doubt True Seer Meekins would be very useful, though, at this point. Um... what happens if I run out of health? I think it's just like, you get kicked out of the Psyche Lock, and then you're stuck with, like, 1 health. But that might not be too much of an issue, since, you know, there's multiple Psyche Locks to break, so I have I still have a few opportunities to regain that health. But I don't really know what to do at this point. Oh, we got some new followers here, though. Oh, we got... Here, and then we got Chronovix. We got some follows here. It's pretty cool. Apparently, Phoenix does not know how to examine evidence. But that's Zach Gramley's wife and Trucy's mother. Thalassa, I believe was her name. Alakazam? But how can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, eh? Thalassa was at the greatest risk of being shot, and this clearly shows how much danger she was in. I don't think I have that. Well... Troop Grammer's performance were very, very popular. So popular, they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame. We were not merely the latest craze. We were an age, a golden age. It's all here on the stamp. There's Thalassa, yes? Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know. Part of his memory is still locked up. There is one thing you're failing to address. It's that, as you say, our troop was a world unto itself. If our leader, McAfee, was so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. But Mr. Wright, then he would have to hit a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail. Val's got a point. If one of the troop members died in an accident and McAfee covered it up, his innocence will come to question. Found the right address, Mr. Wright? I'm so close, there has to be something about how Thalassa's death could affect Zack and Val's relationship with McAfee. I see in your eyes, you still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have? I'll prove why Thalassa's accident tied your hands so completely. With evidence, or with the person? What do you guys think? Oh. It's going to take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zack's wife tied both your hands, and this information proves why McAfee held so much power over you. I am stuck. Yeah, I think we should wait. But like, I don't really know what to do here. I'm kind of stuck. Mind if he's done? Is that true, Mr. Sam? Russell, you say too much.
Why am I the bad guy? Why?
In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over. The last of Grimmery, she's the most mysterious of the whole lot. I need to gather me some more evidence, clearly. Well, the prelude may have been longer than the main attraction. Shall we begin our game? My final competition? Final? Why? As it said, I have come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once that's done, I shall slip once more underground. Not seeing your daughter? It would be best if I did not. 7 years ago we played. 7 years ago I lost. I already lost to McAfee. I do not care to lose to another, and I have heard that you never lose. It's just a rumor. Yes, for it is impossible to never lose, unless one is an ace up on sleep. As a magician, it causes me no end of irritation. I think a mere lawyer might be out there pulling the wool over so many eyes. Yeah, just signed your document for you. Maybe you could try lightening up? How's that? This is this. For my final competition, I will destroy your perfect record, Phoenix Wright. This will be my final performance. You are warned. This guy's beyond serious. So much for the fun of getting the cards. Russell, you may leave.
But it's your last game. I mean, what a scoop.
I punch and I punch, but still it is not enough.
I just remembered a future prior engagement. Toodles, gentlemen. Oh, and nice meeting you, Piano Man.
Then let us begin. Dealer, you will be witness to our competition.
It is honor for me.
It is honor for me. That reminds me, I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. You do not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name. You know him? After a fashion. Listen, Phoenix Wright, one can learn much from a true competition. Remember this. So I almost got stuck, but it turns out I just had to present I was close to understanding it, but I needed more. I knew where to get it. Truce's mother. I need to meet that reporter again, that was clear. And one other thing. From the moment my final competition with Zach began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of a man now in prison. A name Zach Grammer knew, but how? Why? Oh, solitary cell. Well, well, isn't this an unexpected surprise? What errand brings you down to my cramped confines? Gavin. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Fright? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago? My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right? You look well, Phoenix, right? You too, Gavin. Hold on, I need some water. Okay, so what that flashback that just happened, that was actually from the first chapter of the game. I think if I remember correctly, it was from Apollo's point of view, and Kristoff was actually like his mentor, right? So he was standing beside him in the defense side. But then, like, as the case went on, it turned out that Kristoff was actually, like, part of the murder, so that's why he was on the witness stand. And then, yeah, that's what caused him to say all that to Wright, who eventually, like, was also on the defense. He was actually originally the suspect. I wonder why that is. Life's been full of surprises for both of us. I've no doubt you never expected to lose that attorney's badge of yours. And I'll bet you never expected to wind up here. Shady Smith was the name of the man you killed. Did you know who he really was? Who he was? Zach Bremer, you know, the defendant. I remember him, of course. But you say Smith was Zach? Impossible. Don't even try to tell me it was a coincidence. What did I just say? Life is full of surprises, don't you think? After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty, but your motive was never made clear. A mistake I plan to remedy. You're not an attorney anymore, Phoenix, right? What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I'm an evil human being. Isn't that enough? Not for me, it isn't. I need to know why you did it, Gavin. You didn't just brain a guy with a juice bottle for no reason. Tell me why you did it. Persistent, aren't you? I came here because I remembered something. Also, I just realized, are they using juice so they can censor the word wine or beer? Or wine? Because it's a reference to alcohol? The night of our game, Zach Grimry mentioned your name, Gavin. Ah, that reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered his restaurant. He just really likes grape juice. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name. After that, he was killed, and I asked you to help me, because I remembered your kindness back when everyone had turned on me. Seemed to be in a bit of a trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me, please, the cop should hear and I'm in your hands, should it come to that. I have to know, why did you kill Shady Smith? No, Zach Gramley. Whoa, why are his Saki locks black? Why? I've never seen Saki locks like these. Dark, cold, full of despair. Can I even unlock these things? Something wrong, right? No, it's nothing. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life is to be taken easy, you know. He's doing his nails. Bro, what the heck? Why is it... Yo, do you guys know anything about that? Thinking what self-respecting man would use nail polish. Not really. I know appearances are a big thing with you. You know what I say? One cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. First rate in all things, except nothing less. That certainly does look like first-rate nail polish, and I like the sparkly bottle. It's crystal. If you're so drawn to it, please, have one. It's on me. That envelope's been bothering me since I came in. Hey, it's the yellow envelope that... No, Spark. Brushroll was talking about. It's not nice. You got mail here in jail? That I do, though they read it first, apparently. Still, I'm allowed the pleasure of correspondence. Packages and the like are a different matter, however. It looks like sneaking a peek is out of the question. Strange, you know? Here I am in solitary, and yet the books keep piling up. Looks like you've got more than books up there. Ah, yes, my collection. I have a few friends on the prison staff. They show me a little kindness. Just a little. That's some chair. Just looking at it makes me want to take a seat. You probably have to add a whole digit to the price of one of my office chairs. Here, a comfortable chair is the most valuable thing in the world. You'd have to add 2 digits to the price of the standard prison-issue chair for this. Those prison chairs don't look so bad either. Maybe I should redecorate. Nice roses. You taking care of this one here? Ah, yes, she's surprisingly delicate, you know. Requires careful tending, but she is my best friend, as they say. Best? Come on, now I'm starting to feel bad for you. Oh, of course. She's known to bite and hard-handed ugly. Your rose bites? I was speaking of the photo next to the rose. My retriever, Bongo. Cute but feisty. Every dog has its thorn. From the studio. Oh yeah, the nail polish from the studio. Forgot about that. I think we had something else to talk about. You recall that case 7 years ago? Ah yes, the trial where Zach Graham reported his famous vanishing act. My brother won his fair share of praise and adoration for that trial, as I recall. Genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney, was it? That was when I went mute, wasn't it? Was it? The Bar Association Review Board voted unanimously for the strictest punishment. Unanimous. Save for one dissenting opinion. Yours. It was my brother who was responsible for putting you in that position, after all. For 7 years we've been friends, and yet I still don't understand you. But right, your friendship toward me was never pure. You suspected me then as you still do now, don't you? Honestly, right now, I'm not sure what I think. Oh, so I can't even use the Magatama on this. So I think that's the difference between the red and the darks, the black Psyche box. I just straight up cannot use my Magatama. It's kind of stupid that they didn't let you get the nail polish from the desk, from like the studio desk, but this was what they gave you, wasn't it? Yo, what's up, Nas? The same bottle's over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right? I heard once, cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil. This is a magic bottle. It has the power. Ah, of course it does. I'll just refrain from commenting anymore on that one. I think I know who gave you that bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job. Was this the client? Well, he was the one that had the bottle. This man is a friend of mine. Know him? His name is Christoph Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually. Yeah, I promise not to tell. Well... Now tell me, the client. I'm sorry, I can't talk about the client, I promise. And if I break my promise, the spell won't work. I don't need a name anymore, I've got my answer. You're pretty confident in this charm, then. I think they might be the devil. Huh? Or maybe an angel. What do you mean? I saw it, or I think I saw it, when they gave me this. I saw the devil's face. Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's? No, the client was gentle with a gentle smile. So where'd you see this devil, then? It was so quick, I don't remember well. But that's when I knew that person wasn't like other people. That's why I believe in my good luck charm. I'm not sure what this devil she saw was, but it's pretty clear that Christoph Gavin has her charm. Well, I think that's all. I'll be leaving now. I'm sorry for what happened. If you want to apologize, try my client, Zach Gramry. Did I do something bad? What makes you think that? Your eyes, they're sad. Very sad. I'll put on my smile next time I come, promise. I hope to see you smile then too, Vera. Oh, okay. Take care. Thinking back on my first encounter with a young forager, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realized it, it was already too late. Alright, that's done. It wasn't a question of who shot Delassa. Delassa herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zach Gramry's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnifique Gramry's only daughter. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to your Magnifique's power over you, I don't know what was. It was an accident! Finally. There's no proof, none at all. But the lasso went missing, and your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take the genius to put one and one together. Ours was a complex family. You mean Troop Gramarye? The master, Magnifique Gramarye, his only daughter, and his 2 disciples. That does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted to faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident, but that is all it was. An accident. Zack and Valance tore the force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly straight towards that beautiful body on stage, and then crash, sink pounds everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick, but with a new twist. And tragedy. Ooh! But as for whose bullet stole Talas's life, we shall never know the answer. Talassa disappeared from our lives, and Zack was bereft of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnifique his daughter. And that led to blackmail, I take it. It is all part and parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls. Why did Magnifique Gramarye try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is, it was a critical time for Troop Gramarye, passing up the torch from Magnifique to Zack and Valent. We all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Thus, death was the greatest sacrifice of all. Yet, even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? In time, we, myself, and Zack found we could no longer oppose Magnifique's wishes. Magnifique forced us to perform his art for his benefit. I see. I guess I can understand. Magnifique did lose his only daughter. But you do not find cowardice in his actions? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing. Wait, hold on. But then to hang that death as a guillotine above our heads? Things were dark behind the scenes in Troop Gramarye, that's for sure. Does Trucy know? She was not told, naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. I'm sorry to judge our old memories, but this has helped a lot. Not to find Magnifique's slayer, I should think. True. After that accident, there was one who came sniffing, quite persistent. A reporter? He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking about the dressing room doing his research. Would you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I have forgotten. But in the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zack. I liked him not. See, his name I do not recall, but his scent, a cloying aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see, thanks for your help. It does no good to interview with the past, Mr. Wright. He will not uncover answers, only wounds. I'm sorry. I began to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troop Gramarye. And I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned. The newsman. I never learned who that was at the time. Though I've got a pretty good idea who it is now. That smile and that sickly sweet smell of mint. The last floss-thin thread connecting Zack Gramarye to this world. Sooner or later, I have to track him down. Okay, so now I'm complete with everything from 7 years ago. So now, where can I go? Drew Studio again. Well, what do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney in bar, end quote. Can you ask what you're doing here? Mr. Mission was poisoned and his daughters... Oh, yes, I know. Oh, how I know. Yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he tracked down case just a little quicker, end quote. Were you on the trial of the case the whole time? Zack Gramarye was a good friend. Zack said something to that effect back at the Force Bull Club. What a character, what a man. With extremely rough around the edges. Do you think I could ask you a few questions? Are you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not the interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not other way around, end quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately. It was tragic what happened to True Mission and his daughter. Forgery is a serious crime and they paid the price. You know what really did them in though, don't you? Yes, a forged diary page. The night I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Misham I hadn't known. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched, every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes, end quote. Being watched, you mean he felt guilty? No, I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back of neck, freaks out, end quote. Because you felt guilty? Why would I feel guilty? You felt like you were being watched, huh? I wonder what it all means. True Mission felt like he was being watched. And you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerves? Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I've stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Gremery got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? He completely vanishes from that courtroom. Then for 7 years he talks to no one, not a soul. Then just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made. And then he dies. Starting to put the pieces together, are we? And you were being watched this whole time? Maybe not just me. Maybe you were too. Me? I met Zach through that case, actually. You mean the shooting of Magnifique Grammary? No, before that. It's not widely known. You mean the accident? During a quick draw shooting practice? My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy. All for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now. Found Grammary didn't mention openly one particular nosy reporter. In fact, I was on close speaking terms with the Magnifique Grammary at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Thalassa, was it? Really? Then Thalassa disappeared, quite suddenly at that. And Magnifique wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. Journalist catches scent of a scoop, goes on feeding frenzy, end quote. I set up a one-on-one interview with Thalassa's husband, see? Zach Grammary. Something strange was in the air over at True Grammarys in those days. The whole screwy mentor-controlling disciples scene started by then, I'm guessing. Thalassa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me off the record. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice, or 5 times, but over time he came to see me as his confidant. Yes, I am watching both of them right now as we speak. He's been waiting this whole time, 7 years, eh? Waiting. For his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the Magnifique Miracle. Of course it was all a dream. because of this. The performance rights. In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zack and Valen? So Valen waited until Zack died, legally at least. The time finally comes, and Valen's like a kid on Christmas morning. He's getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know? If that document sees the legal light of day, it's gonna put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's a sorry one, that Valen Grammary. Lost out to his partner at work, and in love too. Love? It's the same old story, really. Two disciples and their mentor's only daughter. What has three sides and all of them pointy? A love triangle. That is pretty classic. When you're in a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing. And in the middle of all this, Thalassa has Trucy, and then she dies. I need to find out more about this Thalassa. Oh wait, I did not mean to press that. Mr. Brusho, do you know this person? Do I know that person? Of course! I was with Zack after all. He hit me a few times. 5 times, actually. But still, I'd never forget his wife. Thalassa Grammary. Mandy Grammary's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her? Well, why the heck not? So, Thalassa married Zack and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually. You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before. Not quite. Her late husband was a performer too. He died in an accident on stage. Tragic, really. They'd only been married 1 year. I didn't know. Ah, but she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know? Sheesh. I mean, damn. I don't know. Now I see what everyone's talking about. She's got you for family, after all. What do you mean? Just reminiscing, you know? Thalassa has another child besides Trucy, end quote. What? But Trucy said she was an only child. Yes, this one she had was a previous husband. Her previous husband? Her first husband who died on stage? Yep, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now. Thalassa had another child? Do you think I could borrow that photo? Sure, I could be generous on occasion, you know? I won't need this locket anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget. People and events all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger. Don't you think? I was too busy wondering about bigger to listen to what you were saying. Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to take it all, I think. Maybe so, but still, I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next. Next, you say? I'm not the one who closed the curtain on this little play. Apparently that's not my role anymore. Magnifi. I was just wondering what Magnifi would think of all this. What do you mean? Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power. You mean how I can't lie to Trucy? It was the same with Magnifi, and with his daughter. Thalassa. It's a strange thing. You think it's some Grammary gene? Magnifi told me once, back when Zack married Thalassa, he said Zack had good eyes. But not good like a Grammary's eyes. Not that good. I wonder if Zack ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Grammary's secret was? Maybe nobody, now that Zack's gone. Zack Grammary. The plot had finally begun to reveal itself. It sprouted from a warp in the Grammary fabric and grew, swallowing everything. Wrapping itself around the Grammary's power. Bang. I forgot what she said. A power which passed from Magnifi Grammary to Thalassa to the next generation. And it would once again be Talit, the one who bridged it all together. The Sharingan. Well, this is the blast from the distant past. Long time no see, Mr. Valley. 7 years, has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Actually, it came because there's something I want to ask you. I've spoken to the press. I've nothing more to say. I've spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions. But then I realized I needed to hear it from you. I have walked a difficult road these past 7 years. Because I couldn't perform Magnete's repertoire? Do not be deceived. Balanced skill is the real deal. I do not require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it's my partner who showed me on my way. Zach Gramarine. His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. Or so I thought. Zach Gramarine murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment for his crime. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you? I remember it as it were only yesterday. Yet that was not the way of it in the end. For while he vanished, the suspicions upon my own person never did. His partner Zack vanished to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies of a press said. I had no idea. Yet that very same press comes to me now, feigning interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history as if it were a vaudevillian distraction. And here must I stand, smiling at them all. What am I, if not a player in some fiendish farce? Might I suggest it's because you never made it clear what happened? Mantifi's death is still a mystery to this day. Which is why I came here to get the answer from you. And there's something else. I knew I'd be seeing you soon earlier. The audience has no business stepping upon the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight. That sounds an awful lot like something I heard 7 years ago. Yeah, there's only 2, so it shouldn't be that bad. Ask what you will, you'll get nothing from me. I'm as much a part of this affair as you are now. I have to know what happened. For 7 long years, I have endured. Now, finally, the curtain lifts on my new golden age. All the miracles of our troupe within my grasp. Sorry to do this, Valen, but right now I need answers. I think I'll start by dropping a bomb. That should shake things up. Valen, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. Not as long as I have this. Nope. And what might that be? I see it bears the Gramarye seal. I should have brought this to your attention sooner, but I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast. What is this? A document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to Magnifi's miracles. What? Zach Gramarye? He wrote this? What? He passed everything to his daughter? Trucy Enigmar. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days. Preposterous! Zack is gone, vanished into the void. This is the genuine article. Zack was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this. Why? Why does fate toy with me so? Why was my life lived enthralled to the dead? You're not the only one with that problem. But he shot Magneton! Yes, it was Zack! Yes, and then he left, and my career as a magician fell into darkness. Did you think there might be some way out of it? Say, if you could prove Zack Gremory shot Magnifi, was that why you testified? Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out. Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Valen. All you need is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnifi Gremory? Don't think I have the evidence. The balloon? Hold on, let me check. Oh yeah, it does. I think it's because, last time it was for the Gaviners concert. I might be wrong, though. The three of you were a team once. Not that the entire country doesn't already know this. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. Yet there's another story behind the fame, one that not many know. Eliza lost her life during a rehearsal, to you and Valen Gremory's bullets. It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Thalassa? I'm sure Valen would say the same thing. Why, it's just like another murder, I might mention. Damn you! Her eyes. I loved Thalassa's eyes. To think they could read my mind was frightening. Yet there was a warmth in them that felt like an embrace. She's dead, and Magnate's Grammary has joined her. So the only one with their power left now is Trucy? Mr. Zag? I do not know. I don't need any power to see through that one, buddy. So there's someone else, someone other than Trucy, someone who inherited the last's power. How would I know? My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth. Maybe one has already occurred. There is someone else with the power, and I know who. Okay, so it's not Spark Brushel, it's not Vera, it's not Thalassa, it's not Mike, it's not Magnifi, it's not Drew, it's not Valen, it's not Trucy.
My mom.
Trucy, right? It's not, well, not Trucy, not Shady Smith, not Kristoff. This boy? His name is... I forget. Something weird. Who could he be? An attorney. Attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law offices. So, what are we to make of this, oh great ex-attorney? You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like, but you could at least say something like, I'm this boy, I could use a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalassa. Actually, it's more of a ring. A ring. Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just so happen to have evidence showing this missing link. Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Thalassa was her second. How did you know this? Her first husband, he died a year after they were wed, yes? He was a performer. They met when he joined us Grammys as a guest on our show. After Thalassa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. I couldn't help but notice what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out. They are a Grammary family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like the ones in the picture. What? So, that's why. Why what, Mr. Zag? I took this photograph of Thalassa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet. I bet I know where the other one went. She gave it to this boy. Her son. Oh, okay, there goes the 2 locks. Nice. This strange power, I myself do not know from where it comes, yet the fact is that it passed down through the Grammary line and runs in their veins. What is it? I asked her, Thalassa, once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension in others. Tension? If she were to face a person and they became tense, even slightly, then she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her. So, she could see it? Not quite. This is the strangest part of all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting this tension, without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects. Objects? Wait, were they something she wore? Yes, her bracelets. I admit the first time I saw one of those, I felt there was more to it than just fashion. But what kind of power could a bracelet have? I've made a decision. I will tell you all I know. Consider it a gift. Oh, 3 new options. Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those 2 are brother and sister, yes. Damn! Well, okay, actually, I got spoiled before I played this game. Like, I already kind of knew that they were siblings, but, like, I didn't think they were, like... I didn't know that they were related like in the way that they were. Like I didn't think that Trucy was actually like from a different family, you know? I thought like Trucy was like actually Phoenix's daughter, so yeah, so that's why. Trucy ex Apollo shippers in shambles. You know, there are some sick-minded people out there, and that like probably the fact that they are siblings is why they ship them. It pains me to say that, but there are people out there that are like that. And the brother too has this power of theirs. So Trucy has an older brother. I wonder what will come of that. Mr. Wright. Tonight, after our game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. I will not see her live her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. I am in your debt once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how this all got to be so messed up. Those bracelets are made of a special alloy. It is said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth. So they're temperature sensitive or something? Yes, this is how they can shrink to the exact size of their wearer's wrist. And this has something to do with the power? What have I told you? The Gramarye power reacts to tension in others. When the Gramarye senses tension, they too become tense. And this tension translates to minute contractions of the muscles. So minute they cannot sense it on their own. Their muscles. Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for. With the bracelet on, one can sense these contractions, because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. So when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on their wrist. Precisely. But that alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I believe I understand how the process works from there. It's a simple question of eyesight. Eyesight? I guess that sounds simple enough. Have you ever heard of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus. Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we can see many things. The faintest twitch of the face, and the meaning that lies behind it. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of a crowd before one may distract it. So basically what you're saying is, the Gramaryes can see really well? For them, seeing is more than believing, it is knowing. Their power relies on eyesight combined with exceptional focus. Things are starting to come into focus for me too. Of course, it's difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. What if someone could tell you when to focus? Or something. Precisely. Wait, Trucy doesn't have any bracelets. You're talking about poker, yes? Timing of when to focus is so elementary, she probably does it without thinking. I doubt Trucy herself has realized this. That is all I know of things, Gramarye. Thank you, Mr. Zack. If this boy's bracelet is the real thing, then he will use it before long, thereby awakening his power. I'll keep that in mind. Well, shall we play a game? I've said so much. Let me say one more thing. I will tell you of that night. That night? Did not my mentor, Magnifique Gramarye, pass from this world to the next? There were 2 pistols and 2 letters sent. This was Magnifique's test. A test? In his last years, Magnifique Gramarye worked us to the woe, no, to the pain. But that night, I could not shoot him, so I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Take this. I give my art to you, Zack. What? It is thanks for playing along with my show. You shot well tonight, Zack, though I would not have minded dying by your hand. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor. I thought you would say that. If I went home without shooting anything, what would you have done then? Then, of course, I would have given Valen his chance. And if I had shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you or Valen were to shoot me in the head, then I to the darkness would go, and my art with me. A fitting end, don't you think? Yet this ending, too, gives me no cause for regret. I thank you, Zack. and I am sorry. I have done much that was wrong in my day. It seems to me that Magnifi wanted you to be his successor all along. That's why the type he gave you was earlier than balance. Perhaps, but it is not something we'll ever know for sure now. I wonder, what's Val up to these days? Waiting for you to die. If 7 years pass like this, the performance rights go to him. And now here I am, and his dream is ended. It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know. What? You don't mean to tell me they put the blame for our mentor's death on him? The trial ended when you vanished, Mr. Zen. There were even rumors that Valen had helped you pull it off. But that's madness! Well, it seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Isn't it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated, even though I'm dead? That night, Zach Gramery was killed. He died as Shady Smith, a mysterious traveler with a secret past. But he left one thing behind before he parted. This. To whom it may concern, 7 years ago, I and Zach Gramery murdered my mentor, Magnifi Gramery. I apologize for the trouble caused by my sudden departure from court, and hereby confess to my crimes, Zach Gramery. His confession to use as I saw fit. Of course, he killed no one. This was his way of tying up loose ends with his old partner, Valen Gramery. Shoot. I believe I have the answer to your prayers right here. Zach Gramery wrote one more thing before passing on. This is a confession, in which he admits to the killing of Magnifi Gramery. See? All according to your plan. I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life's work. I fool the audience, give them a fleeting dream. Yet, it seems the tables have turned. Now I am the audience, believing in deceptions I have wrought upon myself. Zach wrote this right in front of me. After I explained your situation to him. Alakazam! You do know that this confession is nothing but lies? Yes, it's my opinion that Zach Gramery killed no one. Then he must be thinking the truth is a simple matter of elimination. Two received instructions to kill, but if one is innocent, then the one who remains is guilty. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. So he vanished to protect me, his partner. A stirring tale, 'tis true. Did you shoot Magnifi Gramery in the forehead? If I had, and I told you, what would you do? Run to the police perchance? Do as you will. There is nothing left for me now. It is true, after all. I have little talent. I needed my mentor Magnifi's repertoire. It was as if a little demon grabbed hold of me. I knew it. So Valen Gramery did kill the great Magnifi. so sorry, Mr. Wright, but it was not I who shot my mentor. What? But if it wasn't you, then who was it? There wasn't another disciple, was there? Another disciple, such as? I don't know. Knack in Town Grammary, maybe? Your wild fancies couldn't be further from the truth. Only Zack and Valen received those threatening letters. But there was another. One more person could have fired that pistol that night. I don't suppose you figured it out by now? If it wasn't Zack or Valen who shot Magnifi, then it had to be the only other person at the scene, which means... Wait, you don't mean... Yes, the great Magnifi Grammary himself. It was a suicide! So Magnifi Grammary committed suicide? You find it hard to believe? To be honest, I hadn't even imagined it as a possibility. When I arrived that night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him, but when I turned and made to leave the room, the old man called out to me. So you spoke with Magnifi Grammary? Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnifi transferred the rights to his repertoire to my partner, Zack Grammary, not me. I see. And I guess I owe you an apology. I always thought you were the one who did it. You owe me no apology. Huh? My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of murder. What? Your crime? Is Valen Grammary confessing something to me? What could be more serious than murder? You see, I knew that 2 letters had been sent. There are no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. That was when I understood Magnifi's plan. He wanted to die by one of your hands? Little did I expect it had anything to do with the rights to his repertoire. That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart. The demon? Let me confess. I had intended to shoot Magnifi. And I planned on framing my partner for the crime. What? That night, I prepared something before going to Magnifi's hospital room. Which was... IV fluid, of course. I'd seen it on an earlier visit. If Zack did not shoot, I would do the deed. Then I would use the IV liquid to place the murder on his hands. That was my plan. But you didn't shoot him. I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moment came. But then Magnifi called me back. I am sorry, Valen. I am giving my magic to Zack, not you. You still lack the draw he has. Please help him if you can. I left the room, and then I stopped. The shock of what I had just been told consumed me. That is when I heard that fateful gunshot. Magnifi Grammary killing himself. Then the demon awoke anew within me. Zack killed him, he was the one. Frame him and the magic will be yours. I altered the scene of his suicide. I took the pistol from his hand and wiped off the prints. Then I used the syringe to add the IV liquid I brought. So in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magnifi died and you framed Zack for his murder. As planned, indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I anticipated. Well, what do you think? Do you believe my story? Can it be believed, truly? That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe. But, yes, I'm glad I heard it from you, Mr. Valen. Thank you. It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I had lost everything could I make my decision. You're going to turn yourself in? My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. And as my guilt stays, all else begins to leave me. My friends, my performance rights, my magic. I've had enough of vanishing acts. I understand. I thought my life was ruled by a dead man. But I find I was wrong. For Zack Grammary was alive. Well, not anymore. And now it occurs to me. What if he was not the only one who survived? What do you mean? You see, now that I think about it, I realize that we, never saw proof of her demise. We never saw her body. Her? The mind races and the mouth flaps on. My apologies, forget this matter. I can only hope that the day will come when I again meet my partner, Zack Grammary. Then I shall apologize for my terrible mistake. I'm glad we had this chance to talk. Thank you. But he's, not here anymore. Zach Gremery, Shady Smith, whichever name you prefer, he is no longer with us. The truth revealed in that trial was only a sliver, and the impenetrable darkness that remained has taken another life. I knew what I have to do to push back the darkness for good, and it would involve paying that man a visit. Now all that's left is Solitary Cell 13. Sorry, sir. Prisoner Kristoff Gavin is currently occupied. I see. Do you know when it'll be finished? Well... Could you go find out? Certainly, sir. Please wait here a moment. My apologies to the guard, but there's something I need to see. That letter Kristoff didn't want me to see! There it is, the yellow envelope. In the center is Drew Misham. I was right! When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Misham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. It was a yellow envelope. Heard it was left at a crime scene. If this is the last letter that Drew Misham wrote, then there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. Here goes. Let's see if this atroquinine spray finds anything. Ooh, the stamp. So this was Drew Misham's messenger of death. It was this stamp, alright, no mistaking it. And his last letter was sent to Kristoff Gavin. Whoops. There we go. The interview request came like you said it would, and they're looking into the case. I swear on my life I won't tell them about you, so please release the spell you've put on my daughter. I'll write later with a report. Drew Misham. Gotcha. Finally, decisive evidence. What's this? A burglar in jail? Gavin! I didn't know you moonlighted in larceny, right? Gavin, there's something I have to ask you. Can I steal your stuff? The answer is no. My apologies, but there's not much I care to discuss. Vera Misham hasn't received her verdict yet. You follow me, Gavin? There are no known survivors of atroquinine poisoning, but it never hurts to hope. Okay, I'll be leaving now then. Right, wait. Yeah, Gavin? Would you mind leaving that letter? It's private. Oh, sorry, forgot I had it. Many thanks. Ooh, whoa, that bulge effect is trippy. Oh, whoa, what? Phoenix had a camera on his hat? Oh, wait. I think that's just part of it. We've now seen all the clues in his case. Clues I gathered over 7 long years. Now it is time. Every story has an ending. We've come to the final chapter. The final trial. Find the truth. You're the only ones who can. Hey, we're out of the Mason system! Dude, that was trippy, bro. Welcome to court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant Vera Misham innocent or guilty? The courtroom doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? Something inside me, rising, surfacing. It's all come to this. Something important, lost long ago. It's close now, so close. Alright, we're in court now, boys.
Court is now in session for the trial of Vera Misham.
The defense is ready, Your Honor, and we're finally back playing as Apollo. Prosecution's ready to rock.
Prosecutor Gavin, how is the defendant, Vera Misham's condition?
Acute atropine poisoning. According to her physician, she could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today.
What?
They can't put her on trial without her being here. It is unusual. They should wait for her to get better and do it then. It's so bureaucratic of them. That's being a little harsh. They can't delay the trial any longer, or they risk having no one left to try. A trial without a verdict can only cause grief. The records of this case and experience tell us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on. Right, if Vera dies, the trial will be cancelled. I'm not going to let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtain all these years. I'm going to get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time.
Very well. Your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin.
The prosecution's case is unchanged by recent events. Why did Vera Misham succumb to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she'd done. But Vera was poisoned with atropine, the exact same poison that took her father's life. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have access to the poison. Significant, since it's rather hard to come by.
That is true.
In other words, I see no need for further discussion. We could have had our verdict yesterday.
Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone a verdict.
What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defendant holds that Vera Misham is the victim, not the killer. If that's so, then you have to prove something. She was in court giving her testimony before us. How do you propose your killer poisoned her? Oh, and incidentally, it would be nice if you told us who her mystery killer was.
The prosecution's objection is sustained. I ask the defendants to prove its claims to this court. Tell us how Vera Misham was poisoned.
I've got two things to prove here. Who did it, and how. Which to hit first. Oh, I don't have the evidence from that case anymore. Okay. How did the killer poison Vera Misham? I will focus first on the method used.
Any comments before we begin, Prosecutor Gavin?
Not a bottle or container of the poison was found on the defendant's body.
I see, so the vector of poisoning is unknown. Is the defense prepared to prove how the poison reached Vera Misham?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. What method was used to poison Vera Misham? I'm thinking it's either the nail polish or the commemorative stamp. Or the stamp frame.
I do already know who did it, so... yeah, I'm picking the nail polish as well. What's this? My, what a beautiful bottle. I'd like to give whoever designed that a hand. Is that nail polish? It's colorless. Ugh. Something the matter? No, nothing. Nothing at all. So the killer put poison in this bottle and made her drink it? As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish. Nail polish? It's like paint for nails. Know any women with red nails? Oh, my wife has red nails. I see, so she's been painting them all this time. Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to the court? Oh, whoops, I accidentally used the judge's voice for Apollo. Oh, she was biting her fingernails. And the nail polish had... I see. Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails. Her nails? Ugh! Prosecutor Gavin, when the prosecution had Vera examined, did they check her nails? Bailiff, have them check the defendant's nails at once. Mr. Justice? Yes? Do you know who did this? Do you know who put poison in that nail polish? Yes. That bottle belongs to Vera Misham? Why do you ask? Know someone else who might have a bottle like this? No, just checking. Mr. Justice, you are about to accuse someone of poisoning that bottle of nail polish. Please dispense with the chatter. You realize the weight of this accusation. Here, let me show you. Understood, Your Honor. No problem, I know what I'm doing this time. Then let us ask, who poisoned Vera Mission via her nail polish? What's this? Christoph Gavin? What's your game? My bro? There's no way he could do a thing like that. You should know better than anyone else. Indeed. He's behind bars. I know. However, that doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did. What? Ask yourselves when he put the poison in the bottle. It could have been yesterday. It could have been a month ago. Maybe it was a year ago. Or perhaps it was 7 years ago. But Christoph Gavin had no motive for killing this poor girl. It's simply inconceivable. Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. Christoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, if you feel there is a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Christoph Gavin from jail as a special witness. Fine. I've known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurked at the bottom of this. A darkness that has swallowed even myself. Okay, the defense's wish is granted. Let prisoner Christoph Gavin take the stand. Bailiff, begin proceedings to call a special witness. The witness is Christoph Gavin, currently residing in solitary cell 13 at Central Prison. Well, well, well. Ah, Your Honor, how nice to see you again. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? It's not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never. I think you already know Mr. Christoph Gavin. Ah, Mr. Justice. I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself. Well, I feel like somehow he's still my boss. Stiff upper lip, Apollo. You can do it. Does this bottle look familiar? Aria Dunny nail polish? Why yes, I use it myself. As did the late defendant, I hear. She's not dead yet. And, was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit I respect her for her taste in nail polish. Her taste, indeed. This nail polish was how Vera Mission was poisoned. A tropinine, was it? You're well informed about the case, Mr. Gavin. Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Clavier? Maybe you can explain this? You're being accused again. By him. Again. Ah, and? You agree with his accusation, do you? Let's hold a proper trial, shall we? Christoph Gavin, your testimony, please. I'd be delighted. The charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. You are suspected of the poisoning of the defendant, Vera Misham. Please testify on this matter to the court. Alright, finally, we're cross-examining. Owning the same nail polish does not a murderer make. I have been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. The prosecution's case holds. She poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father too? Well, I'm afraid the defense's claim is sounding rather unlikely. Naturally. For one, I don't even know the Mishams. Isn't that so, Mr. Justice? Very well, Mr. Justice. Begin your cross-examination. I'm accusing Christoph Gavin, my ex-boss, but I know he poisoned the Mishams. The question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention, why? Hey, bracelet time. Tell me, is this nail polish expensive? Ariadne is a nail polish of the highest order. Not only is it fabulously expensive. It's not coincidence. It's simple. Ariadne is the best nail polish one can buy, correct? And everyone wanted the best nail polish one would buy. Why, it's a bit like my feelings towards my brain named Gavin. And my silk top hat. We all done showing off our fine tastes. Testimony. The game is sort of lagging for me. I don't know what's causing that. Actually, wait, hold on. There's something running in my... There's something running on my computer that's taking a lot of resources. I'm gonna do something real quick. I think it's because the new face tracking algorithm is taking a lot more resources. So I just switched back to my old one. I hope you guys are okay with that. Well, that was a waste of $10. Okay, so is this difference hard to spot? Oh. Never mind, I got it. Wait, what? But I literally just saw it. What? Okay, that is some BS. Wait, what? Okay. Dude, what? He's like moving his fingers. Do I? Okay, no. It has to be... Hold on. It has to be, like, on that... It has to be on that statement, because I saw his fingers move, but apparently I'm putting it in the wrong spot. Like, I know what his spot is, but I'm just not putting it on the right place, I'm assuming. Probably. Dude, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I know he does something with his fingers when he says her father too, but I don't know like which spot to look at. Dude, this is the freaking blue badger all over again. Yeah, do you see that? Oh, okay, so I was supposed to point on his hand. Okay. Whatever. It was you who killed Drew Misham. A bluff worthy of your new mentor, Mr. Wright. Oh, really? But you see, I saw it. Right when you said her father too, your hand tensed unnaturally, and a level devil appeared to give me the news. And let's assume for the sake of argument that you saw me being tense. What, is he becoming Ben Shapiro? What does that mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Misham fond of nail polish too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need nail polish to get to someone's mouth. Then I must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Misham was killed on October 6th, while I was already in my solitary confinement cell at Central Prison. If that's not an alibi, then I don't know what is. But you found a way all the same, and I found it too. This is how you poisoned Mr. Misham. I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. That night Mr. Misham died, he was seen writing a letter. A troquinine was found on the stamp, Mr. Gavin. So am I to understand this stamp was the murder weapon? Yes, you are. Oh, and yes, the stamp was found in your prison cell! That is all, Your Honor. Order! 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 Poison on the back of the stamp? After Drew Misham was killed, someone paid a visit to the witness's cell. Phoenix Wright. Daddy? That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Misham write you a letter. That's how you killed him. What? My. You've upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to do is recall witness Bart Brushell's testimony. He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using this stamp. What are you getting at? What I'm arriving at is that this commemorative stamp was in a frame. It was mere coincidence that he used it that night. That would seem to be the case? Or perhaps you mean to suggest that I can somehow manipulate coincidence? He does have a point.
How would this witness know if the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he couldn't have planned the murder.
What? Really, Clavier, you should be seeing through these weak-spined bluffs by now. He's right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Misham would use that stamp that night? Least of all, Christoph Gavin locked away in his cell.
Well, it seems that the defense has run out of things to say.
You assume he had something to say in the first place. I believe the defense bluff has been called. The defense's bluff? I'm not sure I agree with you there, Christoph. Clavier? Honestly, I wanted to believe you, but the defense wasn't trying to get away with a bluff. You were, Christoph.
What are you saying, Prosecutor Gavin?
Air forehead. What was your accusation again? Huh? Oh, it was that this poison stamp killed Drew Misham, yeah? To which my brother responded thusly. There was no way to know when Misham would use the stamp.
Yes, that's right, which is why it couldn't have been planned.
Tell me, it needs to be planned. Why? Why couldn't it have been a coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Misham died by that stamp. That's all. Coincidence? Christoph, you tried to slip out from Andre's accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is it? What are you up to, Clavier? I could ask you the same question, Christoph. I silenced the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency.
But Mr. Gavin, that's impermissible testimony.
Very well, I shall take his claim head on then. Justice. What? Accuse me of Drew Misham's murder, yes? Then allow me to ask you, what possible reason could I have to kill a painter?
Apollo, motive. He's talking about a motive. Indeed. It's hard to see how an attorney could come to want to kill a painter.
Now here's something. Why didn't he bring up the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose. So, what does it mean? It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe you have some evidence to prove a motive.
A motive for murder. This is a vital, if not the most vital element in this case. Please consider this when making your statement.
I'd say it's about this vital. That's pretty vital.
Well, Mr. Justice?
I'm going through with this no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present evidence.
Then let's see what you have for us. What reason did Christoph have for wanting to murder Drew Misham?
That is a good question. This, maybe? Christoph Gavin's motive becomes clear when we consider why the stamp came to Drew Misham's studio in the first place.
And why was that?
Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years. Drew Misham accepts his first job creating forged evidence.
I've seen that before. A page from a diary, wasn't it? Randy V. Gramery's diary.
When attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge, yes. This was the evidence he presented to his loss. This evidence is a fake, yes, but did Mr. Wright request a forgery be made? That was never proven. The defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright, who other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it. And why would they? And why would they? Just out of curiosity. Do you remember this letter? This is the first page. And this is the second.
Those were presented in court yesterday. This letter was sent to Drew Misham by the client who requested that forgery.
The enclosed stamp was none other than the poison commemorative stamp. Drew Misham drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old. 7 years old. The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase anything and anyone with connections to the forgery.
To keep them from talking?
But he made a mistake. The stamp was a picture of my dear, which is so sarcastic. Father took me when I was very, very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. The killer's time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years. Air Forehead, do you understand what you're telling us? The one who schemed up the forged diary page was the one who poisoned the stamp, and it was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding the two statements together, the one who schemed to Drew Misham was none other than Phoenix Wright. Huh? Bruh. Sorry, but that's not how this is gonna go down. Oh? Then how will it go down? I checked through the records on that case, where I found this. 7 years ago, just before the trial began. And one more thing. Phoenix Wright was put on a case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery. The day before? Now here's a question. Just who was Shady Avimar's previous defense attorney? No, this can't all be... But it is all true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar. It was you, Christoph Gavin!
Order, order, order! What is the meaning of this, witness? I mean, defendant, former lawyer.
Let me begin by denying this. It's easy enough to look up Mr. Gavin, and impossible to prove if you can't. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains in the court. How exactly do you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claim?
That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry won't yield.
Air Forehead, are you sure you don't have evidence? What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks clammy. Evidence. Evidence that shows this man, Christoph Gavin, requested that forgery 7 years ago. Clavier. Just prove it! Clear up these doubts now, or I swear I'm off this case! You must have thought of some evidence, Apollo. Prosecutor Gavin looks like he's in physical pain, that darkness. I have to pull that darkness out of him, and prove is the only way I can. What proves Christoph Gavin's link to Drew Misham?
Well, Mr. Justice, you claim Christoph Gavin requested a forgery of Drew Misham 7 years ago. Prove it!
It can't be proven. Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not. Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice? I am. Oh, he called him something other than Air Forehead. nice. Then I say we give him the benefit of the doubt.
Very well, but if you're wrong about this, be prepared for a penalty.
Your Honor, you do the defense of justice. Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion?
Oh my god. I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Well, Mr. Justice.
Fine, Your Honor. All I have to prove is any kind of link, something that ties Christoph Gavin to Drew Mitchum, and I have something that clearly does the job.
Very well, Mr. Justice, present your evidence. Show us the link between our witness and Drew Mitchum.
This evidence proves there's a link. That scrap of paper? I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. Is there some problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't. Hey, that's Daddy's handwriting.
Mr. Wright's handwriting? What is the meaning of this?
Ah, I see now. Yes, of course.
What do you mean, of course?
I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell, except I wasn't there. Phoenix Wright. When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail.
Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell?
No. However, it appears Mr. Wright has yet to be cured of his bad forging habit.
Well, if it isn't a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible.
This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter.
Reproduction?
When Mr. Wright visited Christoph Gavin's cell, he brought with him a small video camera.
What?
Oh, so that was a camera! He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin, and the contents of your personal mail. Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took. A man who happens to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Prosecutor Gavin? As embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgments at the moment. Your Honor, your decision, please.
The defense's claim is denied.
What?
Only actual evidence is permitted in the court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record.
Better luck next time, Justice. Oh, what?
Well, we've certainly taken a detour from our cross-examination.
Oh, wait, it's still there.
But the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Christoph Gavin at this point.
Apollo, do something. I'm thinking, but without evidence, I don't have anything I can use on him.
Very well, this ends the special witness's cross-examination.
The show's over, yet the crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Frankly, I'm relieved. This has been bothering me for 7 whole years, and I'm tired of the whole youthful angsty. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family closet, eh, Christoph? Clavier, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret. Spinning out of whose control? Mine or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you've built. Your reputation as a prosecutor, your fame with the masses. You could lose it all, Clavier. Apollo, did you see that? He's trying to press Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember what's really important to you. You amuse me, Air Forehead. I couldn't forget what's really important to me, even if I tried. In fact, I haven't, not even once, 7 years ago. Finally, you just couldn't resist, could you, Air Right? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Minor request to put the current cross-examination on hold. The prosecution would like to call a new witness. Familiar with the trial. I've watched the video several times. Didn't you find anything unnatural about it?
Unnatural?
Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence. And the next moment you call in Drew Mitchum. It was almost as if... Almost as if what? Funny it didn't even occur to me to wonder. But now that I do, I see there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence. Correct. I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phoenix Wright would eventually come up with that forged diary page. Don't do this, Clavier. I knew because you told me, Kristoff. What? It was the night before the trial. Clavier. Kristoff? I'll see you at the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. No, I won't be appearing in the trial, actually. Why not? I won't be facing off with you on your first trial, apparently. But in exchange, I brought information. Information? The attorney who will be there at my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. Listen, I want you to call in a special witness. Then. I wondered about it at the time. How did Kristoff know so much? Prosecutor Gavin? Kristoff, we were supposed to face each other in that trial. A fair fight, brother to brother. I deserved that much. You only borrowed a victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on the case. The victim's belongings? Which would have included Maggie's diary, wouldn't it? Mr. Gavin? My, Clavier, you disappoint me. You find trees, yet miss the forest. You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin. You can't sweep this under the rug. Not anymore. Tell me what was going on behind that trial. Why not? I've achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in a little reminiscing. Apollo, I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black belly of this thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough. 7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zach Cremery. 2 cards. 1 card. Showdown time. Enough. You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. Now go. To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I lost in a game of poker. I can come to no other conclusion. Daddy used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete. Zach wasn't watching his points or the cards. He was watching the man behind the cards, Kristoff Gavin. I couldn't believe it. Phoenix Wright, a second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs. He dismissed me and went with that pitiful excuse for a man. He deserved to die for that error alone. Hold it! So the one who requested that forgery was... Oh, I'm not admitting to anything. My point is, these 2 men shamed me, and I could not forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zach Cremery both deserve what they got. So you asked Mr. Misham to forge that evidence, so you could win. But then, when you were dismissed as Zach Cremery's attorney, you used your forged evidence as a trap. You fed me information about the forgery you made. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him. You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly. Hold on, I'm probably gonna save state. Incredible. If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep. Prosecutor Gavin? Perfectly? You're mad, Kristoff. Stop fooling yourself. What are you talking about, Clavier? Tell me, how did that trial end? Cancelled? When the defendant vanished. I get it. So, Kristoff, you've been living in fear for 7 years. What? You were afraid your forgery would be revealed and your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance, so you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years.
Wait just a minute. Zach Gremery was seen by this reporter? How is that possible? Was he alive after being gone 7 years?
Finally, I knew this moment was coming. I just didn't think we'd get here so fast. Zach Gremery gone missing for 7 years. Trucy's father. What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him! Right, leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Christoph Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveler.
I remember him quite well. Shady Smith, was it? Poisoned in a Chinese restaurant. Tragic.
The details don't really matter right now. What matters is that the traveler was Zach Gremery. What is it, Apollo? Huh? Keep going, we'll talk about it later. Did she already know?
Someone please explain this! Mr. Justice, can you explain this?
It all started 7 years ago. The great magician, Maggie Gremery's death started it. Maggie Gremery's death and his student, Zach Gremery, the suspect. Whoever defended Zach in court successfully would be famous beyond belief. Thinking that Christoph Gavin did the unthinkable, he forged evidence.
Drew Misham? Drew Misham?
Apparently it was his daughter, Vera, who really did the work. Took precautions when he had that forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Gavin?
Precautions?
To keep people from talking, of course. These two know too much. Leave them alive and they'll leave nothing but trouble. That's when you planned your poisoning of the forgers. A tropony, applied to a commemorative stamp. But luck was on Mr. Misham's side. The bomb didn't go off.
His daughter? She saved him by taking the stamp. I see.
But that wasn't the only bomb he set up. The Ariadne nail polish, of course! He noticed something when he requested that forgery. When Vera Misham is nervous, she has a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails. That nail polish was her good luck charm. She was almost kidnapped once.
Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house.
That person gave me a good luck charm, for when I absolutely had to go outside. It protects me.
Yes, apparently she received something, a gift. She won't tell me what it was. It was from that client, the one who wanted that note paid.
It was his insurance.
Insurance?
As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But what if she had to go outside? If she ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous. And the nail polish would do the rest. His time bomb sat there for 7 years. Then, they went off almost simultaneously. If you're finished, may I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such a long period of time. Mr. Gavin, have you heard a single thing we said? Oh, I listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction. What? Claudia, surely you understand. We're back to the evidence, the lacking evidence. Nothing proves a link between him and the atrocity that took Drew Misham's life. What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Gremery to keep him from talking. I killed no man of that name. Read over your report again if you like. The victim was a traveler by the name of Shady Smith, about whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew he was that particular fugitive. Okay, then why did you kill him? I plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court did not convene to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Misham, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial has been finished for 6 months now.
I'm afraid we have strayed considerably far from our purpose here. This court concurs with the witness. It is defendant Vera Misham who is on trial here.
No, but you were doing so good, Apollo.
As long as there is no evidence to support the accusation against him, this course of the inquiry cannot find Vera Misham innocent.
Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting this evidence. still don't get it, do you? Let us assume there is poison in the nail polish. Who, then, was responsible for causing Vera Misham to bite her nails? What? It wasn't me, I know that much. The one who brought that poison to her lips was you.
What?
Evidence is everything. There is nothing more.
I believe the discussion has reached its conclusion. Your Honor, Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. I respect your partner Phoenix Wright's determination as well. However,
without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Cloud? Unfortunately, yes, Kristoff, you're right. That is, you would have been right until now. What? Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation are on this courtroom today. This is the trial case for a new judicial system. That's right. I totally forgot. The juris system. Juris, you say?
The current judicial system has been deemed too closed off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law.
Common citizens? Wisdom? Is this some kind of a joke? What can we possibly gain by doing this? What do you gain? Entrusting our judicial system to a mindless, emotional mob of irrational mouth breathers?
Common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by the law.
Nonsense! There is only room for two in this court. Me and the law. Keep the riffraff out. Out, I say! They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright.
Phoenix Wright?
So, everything was leading to this. Of course. Right.
I won't accept. I can't accept. This is no court. The law is everything. Law is absolute. You let ignorant swine soil your courts.
Kristoff, it's over.
Clavier?
The law is absolute. You can't be serious.
What?
Odd. I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. The law isn't absolute. It's filled with contradictions.
The law is the end product of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge. Like a gem polished to a gleam through trials and errors. It is this fruit we receive and pass on and face in our time. And it is always changing, growing. Nurturing it is our task as human beings.
Except for you, Kristoff. You aren't changing. You've stopped. You're not needed anymore. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't seen enough. But someday, I'll know what law is. And I'll fight to change it if I have to.
I see no need to further prolong this trial. This began as the trial of Vera Misham accused of murdering her father. The painter Drew Misham, however. Several other incidents were reviewed and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision, jurist of the court. For the death of Drew Misham, how do you find the defendant, Vera Misham? Innocent or guilty? I turn to you now to consider this matter.
Oh? This ends the trial for this case. Only the verdict remains to be decided. Defendant Vera Misham is currently in intensive care. If a decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. The factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, she's guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Misham's death? Did another person poison him? If so, she's innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decisions. That is all. Please, wait! Yes, jurors number 6?
There's something in the juror's handbook here. Persons involved in the case may not be jurists.
That is correct. I've looked into all your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case.
With the development of the case, I see.
Does that answer your concern? Time for your verdicts. Make your decision in the case against Vera Misham. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely. Judge well. Oh, wait. Is that L? Is L jurors number 6? Then maybe if that's true, I did not use the right voice. Oh, it was. Oh, it's not. It's not L. It's not L. It's oh. And so a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jury system. Innocent by unanimous decision. The record will show that when the verdict was announced, special witness Christoph Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any I've ever heard before or since. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. October 10th, 8:30 a.m., the morning after the trial, in intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Vera Misham opened her eyes. Oh, we're in the Hickfield Clinic. The Guinness World Record for laughing. Vera, I'm so glad Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too and proud. You did well, Apollo. When I thought about what if Vera... Hey now, don't you start crying too. Sorry you had to see us like this. Vera? Thank you so much, Apollo. Thank you. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you never would have bitten your nails. No, I was wrong. Staying locked inside like that, clinging to my good luck charm. Vera, when I opened my eyes and saw you, I finally understood. It's important to be a part of the world, to see things with your own eyes. It looks like that poison had some effect after all. It killed off whatever was holding Vera back from life. I know you pulled through, Vera. I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future. I won't forget it. Here, let me thank you. No, really, it's okay. Ooh, look, it's me! I love it, thanks. Is that me? She really captured your essence, Apollo. Well, I think so, at least. You could have at least drawn his face, girl. That reminds me, do you know where the other lawyer is? The other lawyer? Oh, you mean Daddy, except he's not a lawyer anymore. It's my fault, isn't it? I'm sorry. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. No, it's okay. I'm through looking away from the things I've done. I hope I can look him in the eyes again someday and apologize. I'm sure he's happy to hear that. He brought all those things for me when he came to visit earlier. You mean that stack of videos? Mr. Wright finished watching them all? You know, I know my real daddy was alive. Huh? I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom. You did what? How? I'm not telling. He promised me that day he went away. We may not meet again for some time, Trucy. But know this, I will be watching, and one day I shall return. You're the next Gremory, after all. Oh, Trucy. In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he? It's okay. Phoenix is my daddy now, even if he can't really play the piano. That he can't. Oh, and I forgot you too, even if your voice is kinda loud sometimes. Go glad I made your list. Hey, come to think of it, where is Daddy, the one who can't play? You know Apollo? I think he said he had to meet someone. I wonder, maybe it's a new mommy. Oh, Trucy? Yes, Vera? I was wondering, could you show him to me once more? Sir Hat, was it? Oh, he's not been knighted. Yet. Here goes. Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat. Objection! Not loud enough. And I like Miss Magic Underwear better anyway. That's magic panties, Apollo. So, your memory's returned. Mr. Wright, was this all part of your plan too? I don't know what you're talking about. When I lost my memory, I was reborn as L. Wait, but you knew my true identity, did you not? That is why you chose me as one of your jurists. Ah, you're thinking into it too much. Besides, there was no guarantee that regaining your memory would make you happy. Of course it is a happy thing. For so long I thought I was alone, but now I know I have children. 2 dear Wait. I'm so proud of them. This too, I think, is thanks to— Wait. Are you going to tell them? They do not know? Nope. They don't know their mother? They don't even know that they're siblings? Wait. Whoa. I will go to them when the time is right. Until then, wait. Don't worry, I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her at least. Because I'm the only one who knows how she really feels on the inside. Wait. So that's why Elle and Thalassa look similar. Oh my, everything is connecting. So, in that last chapter, they were speaking to their mom the entire time. Holy crap. What the fuck? Your bracelet, yes? I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years, but your bracelets were the strangest of all. I remember meeting him half a year ago now in Christoph Gavin's office. What the fuck? And then I met you. 2 fates destined to intertwine, and I was there when they crossed. I'll never forget that. Such a small thing, that bullet. You tore who I was away. 10 years ago, during a simple rehearsal. So she didn't lose her life, she just became blind. It was a miracle no one died, but I didn't survive that accident. And lost her memory. That is why I left the troop, my family. Now my memory has returned. I am myself once more. For the first time, I'm glad to be alive, Mr. Wright. Speaking of miracles, Vera Mission regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are. It is a strange thing, fate. Sometimes a life is taken, sometimes a life is spared. You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really. As long as they've got something worth living for. And that's pretty much the end of my story, for now anyway. I've still got a long way to go, and this power of mine, well, needs some work. But there's hope now. We lost it, but somehow we found it again. That's why people are smiling again. Hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep at this lawyer thing for a while. Oops, training time. Gotta go. Cords of Steel. Here comes justice! Objection! Dude. This game. Actually, that is a good question. I don't know if I want to play dual. I think I want to play through the entire main series first, and then the investigations games, and then the Great Ace Attorney. Dude, I I did not see that. I did not see that ending coming. I'm telling you right now, I did not see that ending coming. What the frick? Like, so in the third chapter, they were talking to their mom the entire time, but neither of them knew, because, I mean, Apollo and Trucy just never knew. And then Elle lost her memory, but it turns out she was Thalassa. What the frick? I did not notice. I did not notice. So we're standing around eating snack cruise the other day when I got this crazy idea. What if they were golden? You could all make the crunch, or better yet, make them ding. The power of science. Although the preservatives might not be 100% safe. In unlikely event you are wanting Russian feast, come to Borscht Boat Club. The only thing colder than restaurant is borscht, but a greater challenge is being required. Then come to the hideout. You know who to ask for. Dude, I'd say Apollo Justice was better than the trilogy. Actually, not the entire trilogy in one package, but like I'd say like the rankings for the game so far is 4, 3, 1, 2. But like, again, all of them are really good, and it's really hard to rank them. So like, this is like really like thin margins. Like, dude, it's just really hard to rank every game because like they're all so good. Man, you wanna make it today? You gotta keep it real, you know what I'm saying? Yo, that's why I made the OG cracker, for real. I know it don't look like no cracker, G. What, you want me to call it the OG muffin? Dude, I loved voicing Walkie. That was... I don't know where all this talk about food is coming from. You ask me, there's only one food, and that's noodles. Noodles forever. I got a new one too. See, this time I just put a big chunk of salt in the bowl. Yo, go off on the harmonica. Let's go! Ah, this dude. My exceptionally inquisitive nature has won me unbelievable decoration in my apartment. You see, they used to call me Wesley Stickler and Wesley Stickler. But no longer. I have a new name, one that reflects my true academic nature. Wesley Sicko reporting. Yes, curiosity is a sickness, and I am the cure. Sicko. He went sicko mode. Yeah, dude, that case was a trip. Dude, okay, at first I was gonna say no, but I just realized, like, dude, when they took us back to 7 years ago when they played that music from the first game, dude, I was hit with nostalgia. I don't know how to thank you for all you've done. Light has returned to my life, and with it joy. I may have lost years, but I have gained a treasure. 2 treasures, in fact. I will think of them when I write my next song. But Yeah, I definitely say that 4-4 is the best case in my opinion. Brushel here, back on a beat with another interview. How do I feel about how things turn out? No scoop yet, but journalist confidence in mint condition. End quote. Okay, he's not one of my favorite characters, but I do like voicing him. I've decided to keep the painting, originals only of course. I suppose I'll have to see a bit of the world outside to find what's painted. But I know there are good people out there now. I've met them. The door is open, the world is waiting. Thank you. Shu Takumi, the goat. Oh dang, that's a pretty good drawing. Is that it? Well guys, that was Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. That was such a good game. You see, normally I would call it off here, but I want to play a little bit of Dual Destinies today, just to see what it's like, because it's on the 3DS, and I don't really have a lot of experience with running a 3DS emulator, so I want to try to get it running now before, and just see how it performs on stream. I imagine it's not going to be as good as DS, because, 3DS is obviously a lot more resource intensive than a regular DS. But let me just go back to this layout right here. But man, that was... You're gonna be cliffhangered so hard? What do you mean by that? Okay, if you just start and don't do more, I mean, it's good though, okay. Okay, well, the first thing I need to do is, get the game legitimately. Yeah, legitimately. Legitimately. Totally not downloading a ROM. Okay, actually, okay. I'm gonna stop the stream and then start it again, just so I can, separate it. So, don't be alarmed.